Ahead, positive outlook, negative results for Alcoa. Voting continues in New Hampshire. The early results.
Nothing!
And it's not cooking school graduation. We'll explain later in the show. Here's your morning briefing for this Tuesday. Earnings season gets underway on a stronger note than anticipated. Alcoa reports sales that topped expectations and gives a positive outlook for aluminum demand. The Dow component did report a quarterly loss as expected due to a steep plunge in prices for the metal, but sees demand growing in the aerospace and automotive markets. Shares climbing, as is the market overall. More on Alcoa's impact coming up. Other stocks to watch today include Tiffany. The luxury retailer lowered its profit forecast after holiday sales in the U.S. and Europe weakened markedly, as it put it. Also, Eastman Kodak, which is responsible for our numbers of the day, 2 and 11. It has reduced its number of business segments from 3 to 2 as it tries to avoid a Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing. Mitt Romney brings his 20-point lead into today's New Hampshire primary voting. The Republican frontrunner in a first-place tie with John Huntsman in early voting in Dixville Notch after midnight. Both got 2 votes, though he won Hart's location with 5 votes to Ron Paul's 4. Polls close at 7 p.m. Romney trying to become the first non-incumbent to carry both Iowa and New Hampshire. Stock investors are winning in Europe today. Let's go to Axel Treffel in London. So Alcoa playing a bit of a role over there today?
Yeah, absolutely, Jen. It looks pretty good all around for equities this morning. We've seen a little bit of resilience poking through from parts of the Eurozone economy. French industry activity picked up in December, as did industrial production. Add to that the good start of the U.S. earnings season, which rubbed off over here, and it's been quite an upbeat morning. As you said, on the back of Alcoa, mining stocks looking pretty firm over here. Oil and gas is also looking good. But, and right now, there always seems to be a but. We did get a warning from Philips, Europe's biggest consumer electronics maker, about a soft Q4 directly because of its European markets and weakness there. Concerns about Greece aren't going away. And as I mentioned yesterday, Jen, unless it agrees a deal with its private bondholders to avert default, it's not going to get any more bailout money.
Yeah, you know, I have a pretty short memory, but it's not that short. And we haven't all just forgotten about the debt crisis, just with a little enthusiasm today. And neither has Fitch. We've got some news there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Fitch has been out and about talking to Reuters on the sidelines of a Fitch seminar here in London. They said a few things, Jen, that the market sat up and took note of. Let me just run through those. First, it doesn't expect to cut France's AAA this year, but countries under review such as Italy and Spain could be downgraded by a notch or 2. It also said it expects the Eurozone to muddle through its debt crisis, whatever that means, and that the ECB may have to take a more activist approach in safeguarding the currency union.
Give us the latest tidbits on the Swiss National Bank story. I kind of love this. Anyone who's married does. But what's the latest twist and turn here?
Well, Philip Hildebrand, who was chairman of the SNB, the National Bank, he stepped down yesterday. As I said then, while most saw it coming, some people were very surprised. They're probably a little bit less surprised today as more details of what actually happened come out. Apparently, Hildebrand was forced by the SNB to go after emails about the, remember, the $400,000 FX trade that his wife made failed to clear him of involvement himself. Basically, the emails between him, his wife, and Saracen Bank made clear he'd been involved, but left it very unclear whether he had approved it. So, I mean, little bits and pieces, Jen, coming out every day. This is going to run for a while longer.
All right, and we'll have you to bring us up to speed on it. Axel Treffel in London, thank you so much. Well, the U.S. may be having a mild winter so far, but slight cold has hit China, and the results are lovely to look at least from the warmth of your own desk. Slight cold in the Chinese lunar calendar falls in early January and marks the beginning of the coldest days of the year, and the result are these frozen waterfalls. They're in the mountains of eastern China, and one is over 300 feet high. Proving that lions are kings of the jungle, watch this interaction with a girl at a New Zealand zoo. The zookeeper says, "Whoa, the lion is prone to mood swings." 3-year-old Sophia Walker was unfazed and wants to return to the zoo. And finally, standing up for Belgian food.
Nothing!
hundreds of chefs and food fans tossed their hats into the air to mark the start of Brusselicious, a year to promote the capital as a gastronomic destination and more than a place to get waffles and mussels. Of course, they served waffles as part of the occasion, although they sell them now with seaweed, candied lemon, and shrimp. Not all together, but you get the idea. Brusselicious. That's your morning briefing this Tuesday. I'm Jen Rogers, and this is Reuters.